Hi everyone. My son asked me to send him something about using time the right way, what's called in Hebrew nitzul hazman, or using time to its utmost. So, just a short little thing on this, and it's actually related very nicely to short and dense. We'll try to dense things up. In the Pirkei Avot, we find that Rabbi Tarfon says, the day is short, the work is great, the workers are lazy, and the master is pressing. So when the Rebbe talked about this particular Mishnah, he noted that it doesn't really relate well with what we know from other places, that God does not demand more than what we can do, that Hashem doesn't look upon us and try to sort of trick us. So how could it be that He created a world where the day is short and there is too much work to do, and then after that He continues to press us? So it's sort of like putting you in an impossible situation. He noted that the answer is, and I'll elaborate on this just a little, embellish on it just a little bit, starting with the other question that could be asked, is why does Pirkei Avos, why do the Mishnayos, why do the sayings of the sages in this particular tractate start with the phrase, Rabbi so-and-so says? There's a principle that's usually learned in the text of the Mishnah and in the Talmud, that whenever a sage is quoted as Rabbi so-and-so says, it means that he has a dispute with some other opinion, as opposed to when it says, said Rabbi so-and-so. So Rabbi Tarfon says, and actually, like I said, most of the Mishnayos, most of the sayings in Pirkei Avot start with Rabbi so-and-so says. So why is that? Who are they in dispute with? It doesn't seem like there's a dispute here. There's no other disputant. There's nobody else that's bringing a different opinion. The simple answer is that all of Pirkei Avot, all of the ethics of the sages, all of the understandings, the great wisdom that the sages imparted on us are in dispute. They're in dispute with the delusions that the world sells us, with what people usually believe. So most people have a feeling, again, it's a delusion, we spoke about this 2 weeks ago, that I have all the time in the world, that I have all the time, and the truth is that whenever I'm off from work, I can take that time and use it for other things, and use it for myself, and enjoy my life. But the sages tell you that no, actually we're in dispute with that seemingly state of affairs, the way that things seem to be. It's actually a delusion that the world is selling you. And in fact, ayom katzal, the day is short, life is short, and there is not much time. But even more than that, amelacha meruba, there's a great deal of work to do. As we know that whenever a person has time, there really is no time off, in the sense that either you're learning Torah or you're davening or you do good to other people. That should really be the counter to what the world is telling me, that time is mine, I own it, I have as much time as I want, and I can use it in any way that I would like. When a person decides to be a servant of God, basically what he's saying is that my time is really not mine. It doesn't really matter if I choose to do that or not. That is the situation, because all the time I have, whether I choose to be a servant of God or not, was given to me as a free gift from the Almighty. But when I choose to do that, I encounter, even though I've chosen to follow a path of serving God, I've chosen to take advantage of all the time that I've been given, nonetheless, apualim atzilim, I have an animal soul in me that is always lazy and tired and would rather go to sleep, which is how I feel most of the time. That's the state of the animal soul. It's its natural state. But it's not just that the animal soul is lazy. It's another thing. It's a po'el. Po'el in Hebrew means stam po'el, just a regular worker, means somebody who's working by day, meaning he wants, at the end of the day, he wants his payment, he wants his reward. The animal soul works that way, that if I did anything, I deserve to receive the reward right away. And apalim atzilim, it's both lazy, and if it does anything, it wants the reward right away. So the moment that I decide that I'm going to be serving God, I'm suddenly encountering my own animal soul, which is setting me back, and it's lazy, and if I do anything at all, I want a reward right away, and until I get a reward, I don't want to talk to anybody, I don't want to do anything more. And then, says the Rebbe, when you encounter that, Baal Habayit Dochik, the master is pressing, but he says you have to read it not as he's pressing you, but rather he's pushing you, he's pressing you, meaning he's helping you from behind, he's giving you a headwind, a tailwind, a wind that's coming from behind you. He's pushing you from behind to help you get ahead, to help you use time to the best possible advantage that you can. And that's really the meaning of the Mishnah. So Rabbi Tarfon, to summarize, is going against the delusion of the world that I have time and that I own it and I can do with it whatever I want. And he's telling me that I need to use time carefully and use every minute or every hour as much as I can, because the day is short, life is short, and there's a great deal of work. The work is given to me by the Almighty, and it's always present. And even when I encounter the conflict inside of me with my animal soul that is lazy and wants reward for everything that it does, Baal Habayit Dochek, God presses from behind, He pushes me from behind and helps me overcome. Once I've decided that that's what I want to do, He will help me overcome. He helps the divine soul overcome the animal soul and use time to the best that I possibly can. So just end with this, and wish everybody, God willing, a wonderful day. Later on today at 3 p.m. in Israel, there's an advanced Jewish psychology class that I'll be giving, and that turns to be 8 a.m. in New York, and I believe something like possible 5 a.m. in Los Angeles. Hope to see you then. Have a great day.